Hi friends, it's your friendly neighborhood game master Zach Call here with a video just kind of giving you an update on my Pathfinder 2nd edition journey. It's been, I think it's been over a year since I told myself I was going to not run another 5th edition. You can go back and see previous videos of me learning about Pathfinder 2nd edition and doing my like precursor read throughs and honestly just kind of being kind of blown away, really enjoying, I enjoyed so much of the system as it was in the rule book. So I decided, okay, I'm not going to run 5th edition anymore. I'm going to run Pathfinder. And it took a couple months for me to find a new group to play with. You know, this was, it's been a while now. So, I've got a young kid. We were still being cautious with COVID, but I knew I didn't want to play a new system with a new group, starting out online if I could help it. I really wanted to get people in my house or at least to a place that we could go play. So it took a while, but eventually did. And I've been running Pathfinder 2nd edition. I ran a group through the beginner box, and then added a fourth player to the party, and have been running a Rise of the Runelords converted for 2nd edition. And really, that's been kind of all I've done. We're almost done with book 1. Yes, it has taken months for us to get through book 1. That might just be me. That might just be like me and my party. We enjoy ourselves. We have fun. We only in 2023 have we gotten into a set like bi-weekly rhythm. We went through a lot, most of 2022, just kind of scheduling ad hoc and then playing for like 5 or 6 hours. We're now doing every other week, generally around like 3-hour sessions. And now that we're starting to get a good handle on the system. Players will hit level 4 in the next few sessions, and I feel like everybody's getting a good grasp of everything. Oh my god, I swear to god, the longest train just went by. I had to pause for like solid 3 minutes. Anyway, Rise of the Ruins book 1, really enjoyed it. So now, coming off the heels of the beginner's box where players do level up during it, I had to kind of adjust book 1 and ended up skipping a lot of the post festival attack. Pretty much went from festival attack to investigating the graveyard, straight to kind of like a little bit of shopping, introducing folks to town NPCs that they already know, have a relationship with, and then going straight into Amiko's kidnapping and the rescue at the glassworks. That seemed to be pretty cut out a lot of just kind of like these side quests that I think are probably useful if you're jumping into Rise of the Runelords at level 1. Like, don't do that. Don't do what I did. Absolutely do those adventures. They're really good at, creating the idea of this town, getting people connected to NPCs and PCs, introducing just kind of some like the life and giving your players a little bit of agency as far as like what they do, who they interact with, etc. There's a little bit of like, what would I like? I think if the Paizo writers now went and kind of redid and like actually rewrote some of parts of Rise of the Runelords, like beyond what they did for the anniversary edition that came out, I think they would probably rework. I don't even remember the name. There's basically either a general store owner or one of the like local families that owns a shop has a hot, and the like described interaction with a PC is basically, I mean, it's romantic / sexual. Kind of weird to throw at level 1 characters in like maybe like page 6 of the actual AP. I skipped that one. Not something I normally handle and address in my at my table, but so I've kept my players on rails pretty strongly, which, I'm hopeful for an opportunity to take them off the rails at the end of book 1. But because of our kind of ad hoc schedule through so much of book 1, the one time that I tried to just, you wake up the next morning, what would you like to do? My players really floundered. Like I said, this is our first time playing a TTRPG. Only one of the players is used to kind of like, even like is a video gamer and plays like open world video games, where like he might kind of be able to, he might know what to do in those instances, or at least how to interact. He's one of the quieter ones when it comes to role playing, so kind of have to pull him out of comfort zone a little bit. But they floundered so hard for like 20 minutes, could tell that we were losing energy. And I was like, okay, this group, at least for a little while they get their sea legs underneath them, getting used to this format, I'm going to keep them on the rails. So book 1 stayed pretty on the rails, where they've broken into Thistletop encampment, and probably still have 2 or 3 more sessions before the end of the book, but really excited about where they go. I'm excited about the changes that I made. I really felt like the beginner box does not normally take place underneath Sandpoint, but was incredibly easy to put in Sandpoint if you end up wanting to run the beginner's box into Rise or Return of the Runelords or any other AP that you might want to start at Sandpoint. It fit really well, I thought. You're on the coast. Canonically, there's already tunnels and caves underneath Sandpoint. You end up interacting with them in book 1, like going into the catacombs. And so it was so easy and very fluid, did not feel awkward at all. Just basically ran a couple months of a time skip between the beginner's box and the beginning of book 1, which was a cool opportunity for like, okay, you leveled up into level 2, you're back in town, and now you've got some downtime, which was perfect. We're still getting used to Pathfinder. I'm still getting used to it. They're getting more comfortable every session. And recently, one of our players, him and his partner had their first baby. And so his availability changed a lot. And so what we've done is, we play every other week, essentially, usually twice a month. One of those times we play in person at my house, and we like gather up on the couch. Everybody has got their stuff with them. But we eventually we transitioned to playing on Foundry instead of in person. We basically played the beginner's box in person, and then played a couple sessions at home of the first book, but a big majority of book 1 has been in Foundry, and I'll continue to run the game in Foundry even when we're playing in person. Bit of that in itself was its own learning curve. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still not sure I'm entirely happy with how I have it implemented, but I will admit my players enjoy it a lot. Being able to click a button, they're not really thinking about the math and the bonuses, and how everything is working together. And so it has speed up play a lot. Even moments where we don't have a map, now that they have like a full access to their character sheet, they're getting used to the game. They kind of know what's going on, but they no longer have to like remind themselves what size dice that they need to roll, where their bonus is. Did I remember to add that thing? Like blah, blah, blah. Like having a lot of it automated has made the life of my players a lot easier. And for a lot of people, that's a huge win. For me, that's a huge win. I'm glad my players are enjoying it. That's not how I normally enjoy games. I think I've discussed on this channel a lot before that like reading and understanding RPG systems is my hobby. It's one of my biggest hobbies. It's one I really enjoy. I enjoy doing these like blind readings of books here on the channel. It feels like I am getting exposed to a lot of the like copywriting and game design. And I definitely think that I have a knack for kind of understanding efficiencies and how things work in a system pretty quickly. I think that's my ADHD and possibly some other neurodivergencies at play. Fully admit, I am coming to terms with that the people I play RPGs with aren't going to find joy and enjoyment in the same ways I do, and that shouldn't be my goal. And that's me maturing as a person, me maturing as a GM, that having to take my players' words that they are enjoying themselves, even when it's set up for them to not be doing the same things that I enjoy. So we occasionally have to, remind ourselves how something works. But, my druid got access to area of effect spells recently, realizing how powerful it is to be able to do big areas of effect on big groups of mooks. Really enjoying that. And I've recently just offered, even though my players are level 3, that when my players hit 4, we can kind of retroactively add the free archetype variant for any of them. Because I'm realizing some players are wanting to do things with their character that their existing current character build isn't going to do. The player playing a druid, which is, man, a doozy of a first ever TTRPG character, a Pathfinder druid. I think I probably should have session zeroed a little bit more, done a little more hand holding in character builds and kind of guiding folks. But he's a dwarf druid who wants to be able to use his clan pistol and like firearms and potentially even bombs. But he really likes having the familiar, and he thinks that the druid, like the druid really fits him really well. And I have a feeling that he was leaning on his firearms more when he didn't really understand how his spells worked or didn't feel confident in his spell list. And so he didn't want to slow down play. He didn't want to spend 10 minutes searching for the perfect spell. So he was like, fine, I will shoot him with my pistol and then, maybe cast a cantrip, or maybe I actually try to hit him with my staff. And, I've been having, between session conversations with him a lot of trying to kind of just make sure he's happy, giving him options. If he asked for advice, giving him advice on here's what a druid normally focuses on and what they're good at. And if you're okay not being good at something and would rather just do the thing that you think is cool, like shooting a gun, then that's great. But if you want to be better at shooting a gun, then let's look at the free archetype variant and do you want to take the gunslinger dedication? Is there another dedication that might give you better firearm usage? He also has a familiar, a cat, who he legitimately really likes and is incorporating into the game as much as he can. And I'm having to read up and study on how do these familiars work? But we're figuring it out. And I pulled up the familiar expert, I think is the name of the archetype. I was like, hey, if you want your cat to be even better, if this is something you want to invest in besides just having a cat following you around and being cute, here's this archetype that we can talk about, and we can really we can make your cat very much a part of your character build, both in multiple modes, so we're exploring that path. We'll see kind of what happens there, but yeah, just a little GM diary, me talking a lot. Hope that's okay. Hope you don't mind. Really enjoying running Pathfinder, even though I am doing these read along videos of other systems. Don't think I'm not playing Pathfinder. Pathfinder's still really the only game I am playing right now. And I'm really enjoying it, not regretting it at all. So don't worry about that. Still playing Pathfinder. But since I'm running Pathfinder, I don't have a lot of read through material that I would be legitimately reacting to. And I'm not a rules expert. Go check out the myriad of other good Pathfinder 2nd edition YouTubers for more solid advice. people like Rules Lawyer, people like No Nat. I think I just saw the DM layer is switching from 5e to Pathfinder 2e like really soon. So like go check out the DM layer. Been a really great resource to the community for years, and he's going to be entering into the Pathfinder community really soon, and that's exciting. We're seeing more and more content creators picking up Pathfinder and becoming fans and creating content for it. I'm just a little guy over here, my little corner of the internet, with a insatiable need to talk into a microphone. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this GM library. Have you run Rise of the Runelords either in 1e or 2e? I'd love to hear your journey, your story, your favorite part of book 1, and maybe something that I should really be looking forward to in book 2. Psst, I haven't read book 2 yet. I've broken the GM law of running a published adventure, an AP. I've not read it cover to cover. I have read all of book 1 at this point, but I haven't even looked at book 2. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Let's chat in the comments. Bye.